Hey everyone, today's video is about building your life, but using the framework as your life is the inside of a house. So what you're gonna do is be watching me kind of maintain my house, get to the things that I have left for a long time, and do things that are new and challenging. It's the same as life. Every area of our life needs maintenance. There are areas of our life that we have neglected and that we need to take care of. And then there's new challenges that we don't expect and we got to figure them out. So as I'm doing that, I'm going to kind of walk you through how this relates to building your own life and also how there's actually going to be stages that you experience along the way. So right now I am in this stage of I absolutely do not want to have to do this, but know that it is the next step to make myself better. And so where I'm actually going to start is things that are small and manageable and easy. So I create momentum and I feel like I'm going in a positive direction. Then what's probably going to hit is fatigue when you've been doing these things, conquering these things, and you're like, yeah, I'm kind of over this. I don't want to keep going. And then you reach the stage of overcoming where you're like, it doesn't matter how I feel, I have to do this. And that is where I'm going to start doing some stuff that I've never done before. And it's not anything crazy, but we're going to find out. Maybe it'll be funny. We'll see what happens. But this is kind of the process that I'm going to take you through in this video to help you build a better life. I'm going to apologize in advance for all the dryer noises. Didn't realize how loud they were. So that will stop eventually in the clips, but that's real life. The dryer is going when you're trying to clean your house and get everything together. All right, key to starting and building your life is really to start with something small that seems manageable. So we're gonna do all the exciting things and put the dishes away. This is the one drawer in my house. Absolutely no way it will ever be organized. I know there's some of you that organize that drawer. Absolutely not. A question that I have for you is, what are you willing to maintain? Now, we all have things that we have to maintain, like working, certain relationships, feeding ourselves, but are there things that you're maintaining that you don't really want to anymore? Maybe you have friends that like to go clubbing every single weekend and you're like, I'm not really about that life anymore. And you don't want to have to maintain drinking every single weekend. So there are things that we maintain just because we're used to it, and some things that are necessary to maintain. So it's important to decide which one is which. Maintenance can be harder for some people. I tend to be that person that I kind of know what it is, but don't fully understand why certain things just seem to not stick as well with me. But the maintenance phase really is our default. So in order to change your default in your life, you need to change your habits and what you're doing regularly and what you're able to. Some of you are probably asking, why am I watching this person clean her house? Here's the thing. I have a lot to say about life and about building your life and how it relates to having a home, having all these areas of your life, having rooms in a home. But I also want to show you what it's like to start doing that for myself. And for me, this is part of it. For some of you, you have this down already, which is great. This is the hard part for me. For whatever reason, this is where my challenge is to be the best version of myself. Also, it's easier for me to clean when I know I have to film it. So you're helping me. Thank you. Here is my office. Now, for some of you, this might not be so bad, but I'm going to tell you a story. That vacuum, I was vacuuming last Monday, not yesterday, and the vacuum died. So I was like, oh, I'll just plug it in. It's still plugged in. I did not finish vacuuming. So if that gives you any indication of how I am, there you go. So in my life, I need to understand that these things that I thought were details are essential things to keeping me on the path of where I want to go in my life and the life that I am building for myself. All right, taking a little break to come at you guys with, I have now hit the fatigue stage. So I've done a lot of little wins, and there's a part of you that is very tired and doesn't want to continue. And there's kind of two reasons for this. One, whatever this change is that you're making in your life is something that's new and it's just taking more energy. So you're literally just tired from doing the activity. There's another part of you that actually is fighting this change because what our brains are designed to do is survive. And so we rinse and repeat everything that we've been doing. That's why we have such ingrained habits, because, oh, we found a way to do this, like, let's keep doing it, even if it's not beneficial. So now what's happening is this part of you that is so used to this habit, your ego, is not allowing you to move forward, because it's like, no, but that's unknown. Like, even if this change is positive, they're like, that part of your brain is just like, hey, like, no, we don't want to do that because, like, we know this way works, don't change. So you're fighting yourself in this moment. And then there's the fatigue that comes from not seeing results. And so maybe you're trying to reach out and make new friends and you haven't really connected with anyone deeply, and it's frustrating. And you're like, well, like, what's the point of keep going if I just keep getting these shallow friendships, or I talk to someone like twice and then it's like done. You have to keep going. If you want to see actual change, you have to commit to this place of fatigue and keep going. I know it's hard. It also can feel kind of lonely, but this fatigue is where you're learning. This fatigue is where you are becoming the better version of yourself. This fatigue is where you are building the life that you actually want. It's okay that you're tired. I want you to just do a little bit more. And you'll find that if you continue to push yourself that little bit more, you have gone so much farther than you ever expected. So, in saying that, it is now time for me to do the thing that I like very much the least. And I'm going to clean the shower because I have left it for a very long time. And so when you leave things for a very long time, they are more difficult. So, sucks to suck for me. Well, here it is. When I'm tired, I don't want to do this, but I'm choosing to change. I'm choosing for this to be a weekly occurrence rather than however long I had done it before. That's the thing about change, is it is uncomfortable. I know this is a smaller change than a lot of people are wanting to take on in life, but with change comes discomfort, comes frustration, because it's creating you into a new person, because change changes you as well as whatever that outward expression is. So enjoy watching me clean the shower, I guess. Sometimes with change, us thinking about the change actually takes more energy than us changing. Shower wasn't that bad. And now you're probably wondering why I'm sitting on the floor. Well, another area of change is something you've never done before, or a crisis that's like come up, or something like difficult, a challenge, whatever you want to call it. My sink is clogged. I have never unclogged a sink. I've never had a clogged sink. So I'm gonna unclog it and see how it goes. Oh, I already know I'm gonna throw up. Okay. Oh. Another disclaimer, my phone storage was full, so it cut the video off of me cleaning the sink. Not that it's super important, but that's why we didn't finish the cleaning. All right, we are back after cleaning the house. And I know it's pretty mundane to watch, and that's the thing, is a lot of the changes that we need to make aren't exciting. They are small things that build on each other, but it's gonna create great growth over time. Change is not always glamorous. You're tired. You have to face new challenges that you didn't expect. That's part of this. Building the life you want means you need to do things you don't want to do. So, as in my example, it means keeping my environment really clean, even though that's not something that's super easy for me. But if you want a different life, you have to make different choices and become a different version of yourself. So in order for me to step into a new place in my life, I have to keep my environment clean. That's just, for me, what needs to be done. So what is it in your life that you want to change? What area do you want to start with? Is there something that you know is kind of in like eating at the back of your mind? Like, okay, like I should probably do this. I should do this. It's time. It's time to make that change. And sometimes that change isn't even as hard as all the build up to that change, which you saw earlier in the video. Consider sitting down, laying your life out as if each room in a house is a different area of your life, and figure out what that area looks like and what you want to change in it. So thank you for joining me on this very regular, well, soon to be regular day of mine. And I will see you next week.